All right, well, we got Ty. Ty, I feel like is the what is the word I'm looking for? Like as far as like results go for simply just playing your favorite deck, like Ty is like the top, the top of the top, like best performing players who do that, who just always like play the deck that they want to play no matter what, and then do well with it. Ty is like that player for sure. And then we got Sen with Reggie's. Sen, a very good player, as well. This time they got some thicker tape, and it looks like better established on the board state. The camera still feels a little bit off, but they did fix the tape this round. Nice to see. So Ty's going first. So Ty is playing like an Arceus, I don't know, Arceus box type deck. Rogue Warrior. No, I wouldn't really say that. Like Ty doesn't even, well, most of Ty's decks that Ty plays are Rogue. I feel like Ty just kind of like likes to, like, they have a deck that they just like to play or like to make work, and they just kind of play it. So Arceus deck here for Ty versus Sen with the it's a Piers. Sen had to pick it up. Sen saw it, was like, wait, what? Double take. And Ty actually going for the Crobat here. Had the Arceus plus the attach, but I do like this dig for the Crobat here from Ty because Ty didn't have an out to Path to the Peak. So if Sen had thrown out a Path, which Reggie's does play, then Ty could have just been draw passing till they lost, basically. So I like the aggressive play there from Ty. Found an Air Balloon, found a Battle VIP pass. So definitely finding the goods off of that Crobat. And probably just going to look to set up double flying Pikachu, to be honest. I think it's like probably what you just do in this matchup is you just set up two flying Pikachus off of the attack with the Arceus. I don't even know if Ty even plays. I'm trying to see if Ty actually... I think Ty did make day 2, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up their list. Or I should be able to pull up their list. I know Sen made top 8, actually, I think. So can definitely pull up Sen's list. And then Ty did make day 2 as well. Look at these lists real fast. Hang on, I'm going to go ahead and pause the stream. We'll take a look at this in a second. Let's go ahead and pull up the list real fast so you all can see them as well. Oh, that did not work as planned. Okay, let's try this again. Boom, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So this is Ty's Arceus Flying Pikachu Duraludon deck with Mew. With some Mews in there as well. So Mews for, I guess, like added consistency. It does help you find like a couple cards, I guess, in the deck. Not really blown away by the addition of the Mews, to be honest. It is like a one prizer you can put in the active, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really blown away by the Mews in the list, but Arc Flying P with the Duraludon. So I assume the Duraludon is like your main win con up against Lugia. This deck honestly does not look like it has a great Lugia matchup. I'm going to be honest. I don't think your Lugia matchup is great with this deck, but I can see it getting there. Your Mew matchup is good. Your Lost Block matchup is good. Your Reggie matchup should also be pretty good. And then this is Sen's Reggie list. I don't think anything too special here. Has the Cape for the mirror match. Can be like situationally good against other stuff as well. Cape can actually be theoretically good sometimes up against Arceus. So you can Cape your Gigas, and then it has 200 HP, so Arceus actually can't KO it. Theoretically, you can Cape one of your Reggies as well, and then the Flying Pikachu can't want to KO it, so that could come into play as well here. But this should be a pretty straightforward dub for Ty, to be honest, based on the list. Sen doesn't really play an out to... Once Flying Pikachu starts swinging, is set up and starts swinging, there's like nothing that Sen really plays to kind of answer it, so... It'd be tough to get the dub for sure. All right. Back into it. So Ty having a really good start as well. Gets to the Mew. Scoop up net off the Mew use, and then yeah, has the energy on the Arceus, a Flying Pikachu on the bench. Probably does want to set up 2 Flying Pikachus ideally, but also plays the Parasol. So if you Parasol a Flying Pikachu, you can't even get Regice to begin with. So, Sen does play the boss. I don't know if the boss is going to be enough, but The boss is like something for sure. Boss plus targeted bolt from the Regieleki could be enough here for Sen. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough. Oh, and that draw there from Sen is subpar. A lot of speed. I guess you do want to check and choose first because you might have to capture here from Sen. What was the take there that Sen took that though? That's interesting. And then goes with the speed lightning. I'm curious to know what the take there was from Sen. This is not looking good for a turn 2 attack here though from Sen. That was like a pretty mediocre draw. And might even have to get Regidrago here to just like survive. Checking the Regis real fast. Seeing which Regis are prized. There is a Lecky and an Ice prize. It is the Sonar Lecky as well, which is probably the best Lecky in this matchup. Especially because I don't even think Tai plays Manaphy. Let me see. Yeah, no Manaphy from Tai, so it definitely is the best Lecky. So it has to be the Drago here. Yeah, dead hand from Sen. Saw the hand there. There was a steal. Checking support account, it looks like, or gust effects in general here from Sen. Also prized a Serena, so it's gonna be hard to chase prize cards. There is like a decent amount of prize cards on Ty's bench right now. Like there's the Crobat, the Arceus, and the Duraludon, to be honest. So there is a decent amount of prize cards on the bench here for Ty. So a combination of bad Lecky plus gusts could be enough to actually get Sen 6 prize cards, to be honest. That might be enough to get there. And on Ty's side, it doesn't really play like any heavy disruption. Has 2 Marnies, but no Roxanne or anything for the late game. So, yeah. All right, just 20 damage to the Mew. Back over to Ty. Should easily be able to pull off an attack here with the Arceus. Interesting, actually, Ty doesn't play Pumpkaboo. Does play a Vacuum and 2 Stadiums. But yeah, an early path from Sen. Maybe not in this game. This game seems a little bit gone here. I think Ty's in a pretty good spot. I don't even know if Sen is going to be able to actually get a knockout this turn, or like get a knockout on this next turn. I would actually even like to see Ty. I would like to see Ty actually grab Boss here, I think, and Boss KO the Drago. If Ty has Ty actually burned both Boss on turn 1. Actually, I think I don't think that's possible. Actually, I take it back. I would like to see Ty do that. I don't think it's possible for Ty to do that though. So that was what we'd like to see Ty do. I don't think it's possible though. Ty does have the Collapse Stadium in hand though, so we could see Ty remove the Crobat from the field this turn, which would be an interesting choice to go with. I think got a Colress off of the Arceus there, so just wants to keep digging for more cards and more options. Makes sense. And they got the Escape Rope off the Mew, so they're taking a knockout this turn for sure. The boss play that I mentioned is not an option, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Ty doesn't have that as an option as well though. There's the Escape Rope, there's the double turbo. And then here's the swing, knock out the active, and then load the Flying Pikachu. I think Ty probably checking just in case whether or not they probably want to play the Ultra Ball right now to get a Flying Pikachu to protect it from getting Gust KO'd. But based on Sen's hand size plus discard pile, I don't think it's ever happening here. And then Ty also does play a Volo. In a Sharon's Care a little bit less relevant, but the Volo could like discard like the Crobat. What does Volo do again? Just discards a V Pokemon, right? Bench Pokemon V, yeah. So you could discard like the Crobat or the Duraludon at some point and get that out of play. Yeah. Triple energy. The Pikachu's ready to go. A Metal, a Fighting, and a Lightning to the peak. Yeah, this list is just kind of crazy from Ty, to be honest. The list is definitely wild. All right. There's a swing. I don't think Sen's going to get a KO here. That'd be my guess. That's what Sen's going to reach for. But Sen's hand already kind of sucks. Oh, actually, was that a top? No, it's a top deck boss. It's like one of the worst top decks you could actually get here, because now it's really hard to want to use the research. Speed Lightning to the Lecky. I think that makes the most sense. Could have gone Capture into Drago for a couple, but I think it makes sense to go with the speed here. Here's an Ordinary Rod for the Registeel. Rod for 1, not great, but it's not that big of a deal. And then we'll see the Drago for 1 here. And then, yeah, I mean, Sen would need like I don't know about a miracle to get an attack off this turn, but would need a lot. Benches a second Drago as well, so it's not looking good. All right, here we go. Draw 2. Draw Supporter? No. Draw Supporter. I think if I was Sen here, I would consider conceding and going to the next game just to kind of save time. I don't hate a concession here from Sen. There's a Gust on the Crobat. I don't even know if that's worth it, to be honest, because now like you don't have that Gust for later to actually draw prize cards around the Flying Pikachu. And now this turn, Ty should just go into the Flying Pikachu. You want to attack with Flying Pikachu as much as possible. You could run to the Arceus for like 1 more turn as Ty, and then attack with Arceus. That would be like reasonable still, I guess. Like you could attack with Arceus one more turn here as Ty to set up the second flying Pikachu. Ty does play a 2/2. Neither are prized. And there's the concede from Sen. Okay. So Sen picks it up. As I was saying, I think Sen should probably concede, save time for game 2, game 3. I think it'd be too far behind at this point. Yeah, Ty could run to the flying Pikachu this turn. Then maybe you go to the Arceus next turn. Back into the flying Pikachu after that. I think you're going to be too far ahead as Ty at that point. Still have a Collapse Stadium and a Temple of Sinnoh to work with as well that Sen would have to deal with. So I like the concession here from Sen. Save time for game 2, game 3. You're playing Reggie. It's kind of slow. And go. And that's like, I talk about that all the time. Like, your goal, like Sen knows that their goal is to win the match, not to win that specific game of Pokemon. So I like Sen being, what do you want to call it? Like time conscious and being like, well, if my goal is to win the match, I should probably concede here. If my goal was to win this game specifically, you should obviously stick it out. But if your goal is to win the match, you have to like value, do I have a high chance of winning this match if I stick this game out? Or if I concede so I have more time for the future games? And I agree with the concession there from Sen. I think is correct. Now we'll see Sen going first, which is definitely going to be a big shift in the tempo or momentum of this game for sure. Ty does open the Mew, which is a really good opening for Ty, because Ty will probably only ever put down, and the hand from Ty looks really good as well. There's a Battle VIP pass in there. I like the way it looks so funny when Sen like puts the Reggies up like that. It makes it look funny. His whole deck is just like a big fan or something. He's a Lucky and gonna be looking for. I mean, to be honest, and Sen will probably be looking to attack with Lucky next turn, set up a little bit of damage on the bench Pokemon, something like that. But the Mew start's really good for Ty here because it'll throw Sen's prize trade off of KOing a 1 prize Pokemon and then trying to KO 3 2 prize Pokemon. Choice Belt comes down to the Gigas, which makes sense because you want to be able to KO the flying Pikachu with the Gigas. Some trekking shoes off of the Regidrago. I think maybe saw 2 trekking shoes there. I could be wrong. And then pass over to Ty. All right. Like I said, pretty good start here for Ty. Battle VIP pass coming out. Could even see like second Mew come down right now because Ty does have the air balloon in hand. Does have the air balloon in hand. We could see the back-to-back Mews. And then Ty would be able to get like one of the Mews out of play theoretically. Ty does play 2 Scoop Up Net. There's no Radiant Pokemon in Ty's deck either. No Gardevoir. Deems the Gardevoir like not worth, I guess. Although Gardevoir seems kind of cool to stop. Gardevoir seems kind of cool because it stops your flying Pikachu from getting 1-hit KO'd by Lugia, right? I guess they could have their 4th powerful. It makes it harder. Oh, Ty actually discarding one of the flying Pikachu. That's interesting. I don't like that. Why don't we want to set up both flying Pikachus here? One of the VMAXs is prized, but I don't know. Ooh, actually, we're getting the turn 1 Trinity charge here from Ty. The Luminion for the Piers. The Luminion for the Piers, for the Crobat, and the Double Turbo. But at the sacrifice of a flying Pikachu? Man, I just don't like seeing the flying Peaks at the discard pile like that. That feels disrespectful. All right, Mew coming in. I mean, 1 flying Pikachu with a Parasol is going to do a lot of work here for Ty. And maybe that is all you need, to be honest. With the Parasol, I think maybe that's all you need, to be honest. It's just 1 flying Pikachu with a Parasol. Sen really doesn't have a way to get over that flying Pikachu, to be honest. So maybe that probably is just the correct line here from Ty. It's just like 1 flying Pikachu. The only way Sen could like punish the discard of that flying Pikachu right now would be if Sen has Gust KO flying Pikachu off the bench. No Crobat use there from Ty, but I think Ty does have Collapsed in hand, so would be able to bump a path to the peak if it came into play. And then just kind of dig for one of the 2, or one of the 1, I guess 1 is prize, the Flying Pikachu VMAX in the deck. So, yeah, looking pretty good here from Ty. The Pikachu with the Parasol puts in work in this matchup for sure, and Ty's already set up for like a turn 2 peak Parasol off the rip here. Not looking good for Sen. I don't think Sen is gonna have a Gust option this turn. Goes for a Marnie. All right. Definitely needs to find a path to the peak here. Needs path at least. Would love to actually attack this turn, but Sen's hand sucks. And this is why you should definitely play. Like, this is why research is so important in the Reggie deck. Playing Marnie sucks compared to playing research in Reggies. That's why I cringe every time I see 3 research in a Reggie deck. Always play 4 research in Reggies. It's just, you get attacking. What are you doing? All right. Pretty good draw so far from Ty. Did they Ultra Ball their only energy, though? Oh, but has the Flying Pikachu, so can just immediately retreat. I thought we were going to see the attack with Arceus here from Ty, but it's like, no, I'm just going to retreat and attack with the Flying Pikachu. I think that's fine. And if they check their prize cards thoroughly, they know they have like a double turbo and a Marnie in the prize cards, which could lead to, you know, another way to retreat something. Like the one play I could see here from Sen is to try and trap the Arceus from the bench in the active. It's like the one play I think Sen could make here. That's like the only play I could see Sen making here, to be honest. All the plays kind of suck. Yeah, gotta go with research here. Rod's back in the Drago. Hey, because he Sen's a little bit frustrated with the scenario. Just kind of a bad start. This always like kind of sucks as well. These kind of game scenarios. It's like you're probably gonna lose anyways as Sen, but you like your deck doesn't even let you, like the way you kind of draw in the game. You don't even get like a chance to potentially, you know, open up opportunities for your opponent to misplay or try and capitalize on a weird scenario. Maybe, you know, your opponent makes a mistake and you can capitalize on it. Like Sen's not even getting those options. Sen is just sitting here, literally just having no options, no turn to attack, nothing like that. So these kind of game scenarios suck. Like you're already in a bad matchup. It's like, at least let me play the game. At least let me be in a bad matchup, but let me play the game, you know? Let me lose, but let me draw like a couple prize cards and make some decisions instead of just going draw pass into a bad matchup. Those kind of always suck. I guess it sucks to draw pass into a good matchup as well, to be honest. It sucks no matter what, to be honest, just kind of not do anything. If you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose, which is like fine. But it's nice to be able to at least do something while you lose, instead of just losing. All right, Drago grab from Sen. Yeah, the only play I can see here from Sen is Gust up the Arceus and then Gust up one hit KO the Flying Pikachu. So I do see a route here for Sen. That I feel like Ty did kind of leave open a little bit by retreating the Arceus last turn. But I don't know what the other cards in Ty's hand were, so it's possible Ty still had a way to retreat anyways, and at that point it doesn't really matter. I think it's all Ty needs to worry about. There's a boss, and yeah, just knock out Drago and go for. Oh, I think Ty has a collapse in hand, so Ty can use Starbirth, I think, out of the current hand, just Starbirth to like go find anything that they would need. All right, Sen throws up the Lecky, has a cape for it, so it does survive a hit from the Flying Pikachu, like I mentioned. No, oh no, there's a Gust effect. We do see the Serena in there. So we can see Sen go Gust Arceus. This is what I want to see Sen do. I want to see Sen go Gust Arceus and then recover the Serena, I think. Yo, appreciate the 2113 sub there, Victor. Yeah, that's what I want to see Sen do here. I want to see Sen go Serena up the Arceus and then use the Lecky, use the Sonar to recover the Gust effect in the Serena and just keep bringing up Arceus or Luminian over and over again. But I think Sen is about to use Research here, which I don't like. Because you do need to trap the Arceus in the active at some point, so you may as well start this turn, and then if it gets stuck, then you can research next turn. But there's the research from Sen. So yeah, I think Sen definitely should have used Serena here instead of... Sen definitely should have used Serena here instead of the research, and then just recovered it. And then just kind of tried to... Like, you got to trap the Arceus in the active first, and then you have to re-gust up the Pikachu and knock it out with the Regigigas. So I don't like that play there from Sen. I think it's a mistake for sure. Should have just done it that turn, I think. Because you already need to like start to build up to that play to begin with. And then hopefully Sen still builds up into it at this point. Like I'm sure, I mean, yeah, it's the only line of play Sen has. So hopefully Sen sees that as the line. Almost has the full Reggie squad set up as well. Did prize, this is like kind of awkward for Sen, did prize 2 scoop up nets and benched Good Lucky at some point as well. Now we see the Sonar happening. Thinking about what to grab. Like I said, I think Serena is always the grab here. I could maybe an Ordinary Rod. I don't think there's a net in the discard pile. Otherwise, the Lucky would have been picked up a little while ago. So I could see a net getting picked up if there is one. Thinking about Marnie. But you got to start gusting. You just want to gust and gust and gust and gust. And if you get Marnie, do you want more outs to draw back into your gust? Takes the Marnie, though. Probably because they already have the gust in hand. But I'm not a huge fan of that. There we go. There is the collapse. But this is actually kind of good for Sen because you can get rid of the Good Lucky here. As Sen here. I don't know why you wouldn't. Oh, actually, Ty does play a Lost Vacuum, though. And actually, Ty might be going for the Lost Vacuum here off of this search. And they should also probably grab a way to make sure they can move their Pokemon. So Ty being aggressive here, I think, gonna go for the Lost Vacuum. So it's like a super... Like, it's like not unnecessary, I would say. You don't have to do this here as Ty, I feel like. I feel like you're in a really good spot. But I think it's like fine to do it as well. I don't know. I'm a little undecided. I don't know if it's worth it or not. But yeah, you just want to grab, I would say grab Lost Vacuum plus a way to move. Make sure you can move your Pokemon. So that way if Sen goes Gust your Arceus next turn, you can make sure it can move and doesn't get stuck for a couple turns. You could lose because of that. I'm not sure what just got played there. Oh, Escape Rope. Okay, so going with Escape Rope, not the Lost Vacuum. I kind of like the Lost Vacuum play, to be honest. What is Sen going to send up? You should probably just send up the Regice here as Sen, I think. I think Regice makes the most sense here. Send up the Drago, though. But the Regirock is prized. Oh, Regirock is such a bad send up here from Sen. Regirock is prized. And Sen did check their prize cards. This is like a big mistake here from Sen. Unless they have Heavy Ball in hand, but I'm pretty sure they don't. There's a Vacuum off of the Mew. I wonder why Ty put so little priority on knocking out the Lecky. Like, it's the question of Escape Rope versus Vacuum there from Ty. And went for the Escape Rope instead of the Vacuum, which is interesting. There's the energy to the Arceus, so now it can pivot. The Luminion can't pivot currently, but all you need is an energy to pivot it. And there's the knockout. That's why I said, like, I would have liked to have seen Sen start to spam Gusts on the Arceus to kind of force switch cards out of Ty. Maybe you catch him. Okay, there's a replacement of the Collapsed. Another Ordinary Rod. I mean, the Regirock, I guess, is coming back, so it's not terrible. I think that's the third Ordinary Rod for Sen, and I think Sen probably only plays the 3, right? Yeah, only 3 Ordinary Rod for Sen. So Sen's just out of Ordinary Rod now, which I guess could be a factor as well. Once again, I mean, Sen's not in a good spot. Sen is not in a good spot. Here comes a Marnie. Once again, we're not gusting this turn, though. So it's going to be the same thing. Ty's just going to attack, and now, once again, Sen has to find a Gust effect. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Sen's doing here. Thinking about not benching Registeel is interesting. I don't know why you would ever not bench the Registeel. Speed to active first. That makes sense, of course. There's the Heavy Ball, so the Rock is prized. There's the Steel. Finally, Sen is finally going to get all the Regis in play. As long as Sen remembers that the Regirock is prized. You definitely want to keep the Quick Ball and play the Heavy Ball here. But when Sen sent up the Regirock, it made me think that Sen did not remember that Regirock is prized. Yeah, going for the Quick Ball here, which I think is definitely a mistake when you could have Heavy Balled. Quick Balled the Lecky as well. So now you're down at Lecky. I don't know if that matters too much, to be honest. I don't know if anything's going to matter in this game. But now, once again, Sen has to find a Gust effect to reset this Flying Pikachu. Instead of just using the Gust. They've had 2 turns in a row now where Sen has had a Gust effect in hand and just, like, not played it. Which, like, once again, I'm pretty sure Sen should just be playing the Gust effect. And Sonar. There is a Serena in the discard pile, though. So this will work out, actually, that Sen didn't take the Serena before. But the more time you wait to use the Gust effect, the more likely it is that Ty will be able to set up their board state to not care about getting gusted. So, like, now the Arceus has an energy. Now if Ty finds an energy, Ty can put an energy on the Luminion or just hold one in hand. And once again, make it so that Sen can't Gust trap anything in the active. So, like, the longer this game goes without Sen using a Gust effect, the easier it is for Ty to have an answer to the Gust effect. And here comes another hit. Not getting the KO. I was actually curious that Ty didn't use the Vacuum on the last turn when they saw it, to be honest. I guess you could save it to get rid of Path to the Peak plus use Crobat in the same turn, but I feel like the Cape is the only real threat at this point. I guess you could save it to potentially get rid of a Choice Belt off the Gigas from KOing your Flying Pikachu. But if you're winning the game 1 turn slower, that could be the difference as well between winning or losing. Yeah. All right, retreat to the Drago. Sen digging hard. I assume for the Gust effect. Has 2 in the deck. The boss is prized, but there's 2 Serena. There's the Serena. So we should see Serena on Luminion here, and then pray that Ty does not have a way to move the Luminion. I think that's just the play here from Sen. I guess also if you punch the Lecky like you did as Ty here, you can, like, get rid of the Cape later with your Vacuum, and that's, like, fine. All right, Serena on Luminion. You could even punch it here, actually. Actually, I like this punch as well. 160. You don't KO it. It's trapped in the active. Ty does have a basic Metal Energy in hand, though. So Luminion will be going back to the bench. And now we'll have to see Sen do it once again, where Sen brings up the Luminion and then hopes Ty does not have a way to retreat it. And there's the punch for the knockout. And Ty is down to 2 prize cards now. There's the draw off the gift. Does see, okay. Maybe Sen can put this together here. Does see a Serena. So once again, can Serena up the Luminion. Once again, I think Sen was a little bit slow. I think Sen gave up a ton of prize cards, like, while building up towards this. Could have been more aggressive with the Gusting, like we saw, like, 3 turns ago now, right? Where, like, Sen had Serena, and there was an Arceus on the bench with no double turbo at that time. There was still, like, access to the V-Star power. So it was never looking good for Sen, but I think Sen could have been more aggressive with the Gust shenanigans, for sure. Definitely an opportunity to. The net reset. Huh. I thought we would have seen Sen You use Serena, then use Sonar again to get Serena. Because you need Serena up the Luminion, and then you also need Serena up the Pikachu back. So now Sen's just... Oh, but reset it so it can't get vacuumed, I guess. I guess that makes sense. You appreciate the 41 months there, Flea. Recovers Serena. Okay, so if Ty has a way to retreat here, I'm pretty sure Ty just wins. There's a way to retreat. And knockout, go down to one prize card. Yeah, well, no, I guess it's not. You know, yeah, with the prize card, it's 100% win here for Ty. And Flying Peak's gonna take out Reggie one more time. So we could see the Serena on the Luminion. Do see that. Pass, and then there's another energy here for Ty, and it goes down. Yeah, so Sen knew the strategy at least towards the end of the game, figured it out. Maybe knew it in the beginning, but I think Ty should have just been, or Sen should have just been more aggressive with that strategy a little bit earlier. Yeah, should have just been a little bit more aggressive a little bit earlier.